nothing, but you wanna be something. Yeah, well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something. That's right. Let's go. Yeah, when you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt, you're alone in the crowd, just trying to figure it out. All of this cloud and this money got you feeling left out. Listen up to me now, every word that's out of my mouth. Wake up, it's me. You gonna follow your dreams, or are you just gonna be another cog in the scene? You feel the hope in this beat, yeah, the hope that you need to proceed and be exactly what you want it to be. I feel right and I'm proud, hype and I'm loud. I'ma shout all about how I feel in the now. Ain't nobody ever gonna try to change me till I'm dead, pushing up daisies. I'm alone in the crowd, I won't feel down. I got hope right now, and I know I'll be found. I don't really care just what all other haters gotta say. I know everything I do is gonna make them fade away, And when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something, well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something, then all you really need is hope. Let's go, it's what you need when you're down, need when you're out. It's what you need when you're sad and when you feel left out. You feel an energy drought and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope you can figure it out. Keep your head high even when you're down inside. Through the pain you fight and through the painful nights you keep striving, keep trying, keep driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving. Nothing's in your way but yourself, don't need nobody's help. You can make it through this hell, take it one step at a time, one step as you climb. If you fail you'll be fine, get back up to the grind and never lose sight of your mission. Be driven, this life is a prison if you don't have vision. You're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it. Your chances now, so be something somehow. Don't let yourself down. That's right. Sometimes all we really need is hope.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Lokamai. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing awesome. Let's see, who all do we have here? I kind of started us a little bit backwards and just kind of plopped you up with me too. Hope that's okay. Hope I didn't
It
get you like picking
works.
your
It
nose or,
works.
doing anything weird.
Exactly. Who knows what's going on back here?
Hi, Princess Megan. Hi, K Crochet. Hi, Seal. Let's see who else we got.
We
Mallory.
got all the
Hello.
awesome people in chat.
Uh-huh. Hi,
Yes.
Chris. Hi, Bushes. Hi, Roberta. Hi, Danette. So, just got everybody trickling in here. I know
Yes.
this is a little bit slightly later. Hi, PJ. Slightly later than what we are normally on. Usually we're
Right.
a couple minutes earlier, but I'm
Yeah.
working now and that,
Work is
required.
work.
Yeah, it
Yes.
sucks.
You got your hands full, girl.
Mhm.
That is for sure. So, yes. But it's Wednesday. You're halfway through the work week. That's a
Right?
good
It's
part.
hump day. Hi, Mama Bear.
Yes. And hey, gang in chat. Yes, we got some awesome people in chat today. Yeah, I've been doing the replay crew thing all morning. I've been like, okay, I missed so and so. Oh, I got to go watch them. Oh, I played the. Okay, let's go watch. I swear, my whole day is doing nothing but replay crew lately, but it works.
Let me
And
summarize today's live streams for you. Okay,
thank you.
I can summarize it in about, oh, I don't know. Let's see. So
Two
today
sentences.
on YouTube, the guy who was missing, who was hiding in Pennsylvania, was caught finally, 14 days. So that
Ooh, yeah,
summarizes the live streams from about, oh, I would say
80% of it.
8 a.m. until around 2. And
That's
and
the
then from
truth.
there
Exactly.
so, I mean, that summarizes that pretty much. Thank God, though, he was finally caught. I'm
That
telling
was,
you,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
was getting to the point where it was like, "Okay, now you're making me nervous," because he kept changing directions of where he was heading, and I kept thinking to myself, certainly he's not still just sitting in those same woods, right?
No.
Like, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm starting to panic because, I've got in-laws that
They're
live out that
kids.
direction and stuff. Well,
Mhm.
right, and of course that, and, no, he still was sitting in those
It's
same woods, so
nuts. That is, well, you know what? Made it easier for the they had him locked down, and that's the key. Yeah, they can pull that off. So,
right?
oh my gosh. Yeah, I know it's funny. Right as I'm going to sleep, all of that's starting to break. And I'm like, no, no, go to sleep. You don't need to be up for the next 6 hours on this. Okay. Come on. You sleep, sleeps.
I think probably
Oh,
3/4 of my mod team is probably asleep right now because they're all trying to catch up. They've been pulling all-nighters in my Discord the last, like, week, I would say.
it's a
Just
party
all
in there. It's
Mhm.
a party. You got a party there. And also, yeah. No, well, there's so much. And it's the timing of all those things were usually really, really early in the late nights, things like that. It was just weird timing when you have things like that going on. Oh, sorry, let me put the dog there. Mama Bear, thank you. They're still plugging away there. In fact, I just heard about another lawsuit going after the Hiko. Hiko has
Oh,
Hawaiian Electric Company has another lawsuit coming up. It looks like so.
oh my goodness.
Yes, so a lot of
Oh,
things going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
How's
So
how's everything going on in Maui? This wasn't really necessarily on our list, but
no,
I'm
and
curious to know.
it's going. I'm still hearing little bits and pieces of there's so much that came into the islands. I mean, so much help that came in. And they're trying to figure out all the logistics of getting it into the right places and how do you go through everything and things like that. So there's a lot of that going on. Honestly, as of a week ago, what people were telling me is there's so much help that's come in at the forefront. People are worried about what's going to happen a month from now, 2 months
Right.
from now, because they still have a disaster going on, and they're going to be looking at housing at some point. When does housing? They have to start building new houses and stuff like that. Um, they are slowly. They still. I think there's only like, gosh, it's only a handful of people actually identified right now. And honestly, people keep asking me in chats, have we found all the kids, for example? Guys,
Yeah,
we're not going to find everyone. I hate to
and
say
that's
that.
sad.
That's
And that's like a lot of those kids too, the thought would have been that they would have likely been home alone and stuff
Mhm.
too, right? And
Right.
so that's part of the
Yeah.
oh, it's freaking
It's,
devastating.
well, and I even go into the part, not that I don't think this was a high probability, but those who may have escaped into the water in certain areas, there's riptides also.
Mhm.
So it's like when we deal with missing
Yeah.
people in general here. Okay, once people make it to the water, okay, for example, like Ariel, I have a gut feeling that's probably what happened to her. It's just my in my heart feeling. And you just never, I know many people who have lost their loved ones at sea and
Mhm.
they will never be able to say goodbye because of that. So that's why actually there's a certain place that has a little memorial to those lost at sea and all. So, but they are still looking for, okay, donations will continue going on. I actually am going to be, my friend's still making bags, tote bags, and he's selling them for $50, and all of that money is going towards Hawaii Community Foundation's Maui thing. But now we also have the Big Island has volcano going again, so that's another fun bit. So luckily, no one's in danger from that. It's more or less just we're going to have a lot of fog and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it is sad. The kids expect the kids, the adults. There's a lot of people. I did not realize this before. They come to Hawaii to disappear. Okay, they want to start a new life. So they leave home, wherever that be, California, whatever, to come out to the neighbor islands. And they start new lives there. So family on the mainland may not have even known that they were there, stuff. And if they never really created new connections in Maui or whatever, they may not have even really, no one would have known they were even there.
Wow.
And also that was heartbreaking to me when I heard that that was coming from some people there. It was really, yeah, that was kind of heartbreaking to me. Find people
Mhm.
doing stuff like that. So, yeah. So, oh, yes, dogs, I hear you. So, but there's a lot going on today. There's a hell of a lot going on
Oh, yeah.
between, yeah. So, yeah, between that, we got the Amber Alert going on right now out of Texas. I know we've got two other cases we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, Amber
And
Alert, let's cover that first,
yeah,
actually,
okay.
since you just brought that up. Did you end up
Uh-huh.
making a flyer? Sorry, I didn't even
I did.
ask you.
I
Okay.
did. Like, I actually, in fact, I just updated the flyer because, okay, let me just, actually, you want me to send it to you?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let me just do that.
'Cause I'll add it to my beginning
Yeah.
screen whenever.
Aha, you got it. Yeah, no, this one kind of scares me. I finally, yesterday, it took long enough, but I finally saw Sound of Freedom yesterday. I'm sending you both. Um, and that, I think that's why this one is scaring me so much because it's so close to the border. Um, it's an 11-month-old who's gone missing. And it truly, I don't know. It's El Paso is where it's coming out of. I'm not sure how many of you guys actually know about that. You bet Mama Bear, you got to see it. I know this week looks like the last week that it's playing at our local theaters, so they may be getting close to moving out. But it was amazing. It was so amazing. So anyhow, Sleuth, I'll let you take over from there.
Hi, Doxy. Hi, Jujubee. Sorry, that's not what I was taking over, but hello, ladies. Um,
Hello.
so this is Amir de la Luz. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
He was last seen today in El Paso, Texas. He is, it says 1 years old on here. Is he 1 or 11 months?
I'm
I
hearing
I know it's pretty close, but
they put initially the Amber Alert was saying 1 year on their website, but I'm reading 11 months more now. So yeah, I suspect he's probably 11 months and Amber Alert just doesn't have
just
the correct.
close. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So he has brown hair and brown eyes, 23 pounds, 2'5", and he was taken by Ariel de la Luz. So I'm assuming this is his non-custodial father, and law enforcement believes that he is in grave or immediate danger. I was gonna ask you, but then I realized that it said it on the very next sentence down. So he is thought to be driving a silver 2014 Dodge Avenger with Texas license plate SSX 8565. So they're asking you to call the El Paso Police Department at 915-212-4068. So
Okay.
what have you been able to
Connect with all
uh
this.
yep, what
You
have you been
know,
able to find?
okay, what I'm hearing is that the mother and I'm not sure if it's officially a non-custodial thing or just that's the way it works out with the family. But dad called up mom and said, "Hey, I'd like to come over and see my son." And so she said yes. He came over to the house and well, next thing that happened, they're talking. Mom walks away for a few minutes to do something in the house. He grabs the baby, grabs the keys to the car. So the car is her car, mom's car, not his car, and took off. Now, this is in El Paso. So we are talking just minutes from the border, miles, not that far at all. So definitely an issue where they thought he was heading towards Juarez is what I was reading. And there's one little article. Yeah, there's very little out there right now. So yeah, I'll let you go ahead and grab that one.
I was just looking to see, and really honestly, there's nothing more than what was on your flyer, sadly.
Yeah.
Um, I just wanted to see his face
Full Amber
tattoos, like,
Alert.
they look I don't know. Let me pull this up a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even really make out what they are, his
Mm.
face tattoos. Like, it almost looks like bull horns in the middle of his face, and then I can't see. I can't honestly tell.
No. It looks like there's words or stuff, and that's what I was trying to figure out, and I can't seem to find anything closer. Does look like it. I may be wrong, but it kind of looks like a mugshot to me to begin with. But
Mhm.
yeah. Um I feel for the mom because I don't know, like I said, is he a non-custodial parent legally or just with the way things are set up between mom and dad? He definitely shouldn't be having him now. That's definitely for sure. Um, but the concern is the fact that he was a friend. Mama Bear, he was actually dad. That is dad. Um, but baby lived with mom. And I guess the two of them live separately. So it was, I'm going to come over. I want to hang out and be with my son a little bit. Mom's probably cleaning the house, doing what all of us do. Okay.
Right.
And didn't expect anything was going to happen. Okay. There were no signs that he was going to run off with the baby. The problem comes, okay, El Paso, I think, is like, what, 16 minutes or so from Juarez? Something like that. I was looking at that earlier.
It's really close.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And and as KK was, I did a real quick live on it just to get the word out at the beginning. And as KK was saying, a lot of people have US license plates on their car that are going into Juarez. There's a lot of people who are just going back and forth. So hopefully it looks like I did find something saying that this was happening at about 7:15 this morning in the 4400 block of La Luz in El Paso. And also,
That's so early this morning for like, I didn't see this.
just
I wanna
saying.
say it was, goodness, I wanna say it was probably around 8 p.m. whenever I finally seen it. I don't know what time
Yeah.
I sent it to you. That's whenever it
Oh,
popped up on my screen.
yeah. So
And
maybe about
so,
2 hours.
yeah, that's, like, really late considering that it started at 7 a.m. this morning. So
I know one of my friends who lives in Texas was saying, and she's from not too far, okay, maybe about an hour north, I would say. And she didn't even get the Amber Alert. So this is a case where I have a feeling the Amber Alert only went out to a very localized area, a couple counties. I may be wrong on that, but my gut is saying just based off of who is reporting. Because if you look, we all know, okay, Texas and Amber Alerts go hand in hand, and they usually go out pretty wide. This, if you go to Facebook, there's very little information out there right now. But yeah, this is their vehicle, mom's vehicle.
just pulling up a few of the pictures that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like he might be affiliated. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know. I didn't look this one up. This one is the one like Locum I kinda took this. I was working until
Yeah.
10, which is why we started at 10:15 tonight, and so, thankfully, she was able to pull up what she could about this, and thank you too for doing a live on your channel as well. I know that you
You're
have
welcome.
people that are, different than mine for some of them, and, uh, and so that way they can hopefully share, like, I know Cristola, for example, love her to death, but she doesn't really come over this way, and so maybe she can help share your video. We all have
Get
those
that out.
people that are like, they don't cross, and so
Exactly. Exactly. That we do. That we do. So, yeah, it's interesting because I think originally they were saying the vehicle was white, but when I'm looking at that car, it's looking more grayish. But I don't know if that's
Mhm.
because it's okay in the shade there or whatever. But you can definitely get a good view on the vehicle. And there's just
It almost looks
very
like
little info.
like a
Yeah.
silverish, yeah.
Yeah, now they're saying more gray. I don't know if they updated the actual Amber Alert because,
You know
as you
what, though?
know,
There's
Amber
soap
Alerts, they
on the
come out.
ground there. It looks like it might be parked, like,
Sand.
underneath a car wash,
Yes, yes. Looks like they had
so
just detailed the car, when you detail and you got to go make it look nice and pretty and take pictures. So, but yeah, no, the
absolutely.
fear they have right now is that, and I did see in one article where they were saying that the suspect took him to Juarez. Very quick, very easy to do that. In fact, I didn't even put the information on the poster about him just wearing a diaper because we know kids. can have
Or
clothes
yeah.
changed so quickly.
Mhm.
But even with that, even comments and stuff, I've been trying to check comments, and there's not a lot going on out there with this. And what's so scary, he could have been, if this happened at 7:15, by 7:30, he could have been in Mexico, to be honest.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, so the next one I wanna show you guys is oh, actually, hold on one second. This one is in my neck of the woods, and I'm not sure what's going on with this one yet. Sorry. One of my friends sent this to me and asked me if I could share this because they know that I do true crime and missing people. So let me get sorry, I had it pulled up, but then I was like, "Ooh, I'm still signed into my personal account." So let me switch that around. Okay, so this is oops, let me make it a little bit bigger. So this is Brian John Belias. He is missing right now. He is from Salzburg, PA. He is missing in the Conema Township. It says troopers are searching for Salzburg area man who has been reported missing. Brian of Conema Township, Indiana County, was reported missing by his co-workers and a family member after he failed to report to work. He's described as a white, non-Hispanic male, about 6'1", thin or tall with thin build, brown eyes, and long brown hair, which he usually wears in a ponytail. He also has a full beard. He was believed to be operating his dark green 2005 Jeep Wrangler and two-door with a tan soft top bearing Pennsylvania registration KSK 7331. He is presumed to be accompanied by his two blue tick coonhounds. On September 11th at approximately 2:30 p.m., he advised his coworkers that he had plans to go hunting with his dogs later that day. He had since failed to report to work. Troopers have discovered his Jeep Wrangler and both dogs are missing from his residence. So he did go out to go hunting, it appears. Like that part seems to be accurate. However, they haven't seen him. Nobody has been in contact with him since he went out. He was known to hunt in state game lands and typically did not take a cell phone with him. He also would go on private property in various locations in the Island and Apollo regions. So he is known to park his vehicle alone along gas well roads, and he often wears a hunting hard hat with an attached spotlight. So they're asking property owners that are in this area to please check your check your local gas roads and things surrounding your property because he has just basically vanished. Nobody knows where he is. He's not reached out. He's not nobody's seen the dogs even. You know, and would they have left his side if something would have happened, some type of accident? I don't know. So this is some pictures of him and what he looks like. But like I said, this is really local for me.
Interesting.
And so they are desperately searching for him. His family is extremely, extremely concerned. I was talking to someone who knows them earlier, and they just
Right.
extremely upset and just don't know. This is not somebody who would have just walked away from his family. This is not somebody who would have just up and disappeared. Like this isn't that. And so
Right.
that's where the concern is. This is either an accident could have happened to him, or the concern is he okay right now?
Okay.
And
Exactly.
so it's really scary. So let me see.
Gosh, that is. Yeah, I'm wondering. So, how long? When did he disappear again?
So
Sorry.
he was last heard from on September 11th at 2:30, so about 2 days
Jeez.
ago.
Okay, got it.
Hi,
Got it.
Thistle. Hi, Ashley. Dynamite. Going through
Yeah,
withdrawal. I got another case for you guys. Don't worry. We're coming up on it.
we got some cases. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, the fun of every week going through what cases are out there. There's more than enough, that's for sure. So,
Right?
and also, yeah, no,
They're
that's especially with the families when you in these cases. But we all see these cases where the families just need help getting the word out. They know it's more than just someone walking away. They know their loved one. So hopefully they'll find out some more.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. I told him that I would show his face, help to spread
yeah.
his name. I do have
Yep.
obviously people that I know that watch me that are local or friends or whatever. And so I want to make sure that I put his face out there just in
Yeah.
case. You never know. For those of you who
It's
are
true.
desperately missing the search and the late night corn live streams, we do have a
Sorry.
homicide suspect that is in Washington, D.C. that is missing. He had been arrested for murder, and when he was arrested, he was on his way to the hospital when he began complaining about a hurt ankle, an ankle injury. And so he was taken to the hospital where he managed to escape from police. And so he has been actively running away from police since I think Tuesday of last week. Let's see.
On
So
that hurt
Wednesday.
ankle.
Mhm. Yep, hurt ankle.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Tuesday of last week, he's been missing since. I don't know if he's in a cornfield, I don't know if he's just out walking around, but I think we need to send somebody with a camera to go
Hmm.
sit and film something for us, right?
We just line us up, all of the cameras, line everyone up, bring in the Wi-Fi connections and all that. I mean, come on, there's tons of stuff. What I can't believe is he's been missing. Did you say since last week, Tuesday?
Yes.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's what I'm like. Oh, that poor ankle of his must hurt so bad. Oh my gosh, so funny.
What is
And
his name? I guess that would help if I told you his name. Hold on. I know it's in this article. I'm just more excited about the fact that there's another, convict to follow. Christopher Haynes. So it says finding Christopher Haynes is a top priority for the Metropolitan Police Department. The search remains active and ongoing, and MPD is working closely with our local and federal partners to ensure that he is brought to justice. He is a 30-year-old and has distinctive Washington national curls, a W tattoo on his throat, and was last seen in t-shirt, shorts, and socks. He may still have a handcuff attached to his right wrist. He managed to get away from two officers at a hospital while they tried to change out his handcuffs last week, police said. While the officer was changing out his handcuffs at the hospital, he physically assaulted that officer and fled. He escaped and led police on or dozens of police scouring the Foggy Bottom neighborhood on foot from the sky. Students and staff at the George Washington University were told to shelter in place for hours. He was spotted in the area by surveillance camera shortly after he escaped, but has been yet to be caught. I mean, listen, we were questioning if Danilo had somebody helping him or if he was
mhm.
going in and out of homes and things like that. This guy, he for sure has help. I mean,
Oh
he
yeah,
probably left there and went straight to somebody's house and is hiding now.
exactly, exactly. I'm sitting here thinking, being in that hospital, think about the craziness going on in that hospital as this guy's escaping, people who are scared. It's probably happening in the ER or something like that. Oh gosh, talk about scary and everything with that. So, but well, yeah, no, he's definitely got help. Yeah, haul himself up, lock himself down in a house, and he's set. And then he can watch YouTube all about himself, okay, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, for all we know. So,
Mhm.
yes. So-
He was faking it, you guys.
oh,
Obviously,
he
yeah,
was
don't be
totally,
suspicious.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, no, no, he stayed long enough for them to put it in a cast. And then he was like, oh, excuse me, guys, I need to.
I gotta use the bathroom.
Exactly, exactly. So, can you please just undo this? Oh my gosh. So yeah, you can tell they got one of the cuffs off and then he ran. Ugh, yeah. Scary. Dragging a leg in a cuff. Yeah, here we go. Help, help, I'm going. Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. The next one on our list. There they are. Yes. So, oh my God. He's had
Absolutely.
bronchitis. Oh, yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
it's that time of year. Everyone's starting to come down with their colds and the flu and all that stuff. That's for sure.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so then I
Vaccination
think
time.
it was what, like 2 or 3 it was a couple weeks ago we talked
Or
about
just a couple.
briefly about Khaleesi Cuthrell. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? Was that with you,
Yep.
right?
It was. It
Okay.
was. I can't remember if it was your channel or mine, but
Whoop,
yes.
whoop, whoop. Okay, there we go. I was like, "Why can't I see us whenever I
It's
pull up
there
stuff?" I didn't
somewhere.
even realize it. I know, right?
You're just getting so good with all the windows and training. Yeah, you've
Oh
got
my
it down.
gosh.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many browsers we have to have open. Because okay, for those of you who don't know, I started, I'm in training right now for, like, a call center type job to do from my home, basically, while while we're waiting for the kiddos to get to school and stuff so that I can actually, like, go to work. Anyways, so I'm doing this call center type stuff, and there's, like, 900 screens they make you keep open at all times, and I'm, like, still trying to chat in Discord and
Mhm.
hang out with my friends and stuff like that while I'm supposed to be doing all this training, and it's just there's a lot of screens. And so,
And you see,
yes, I
oh,
am
does it slow down your computer? Because I find the more I have open, I need a new
yeah.
laptop. That's all there is to it. But yeah.
You know what? It's
Uh,
not so bad now though, because during Gannon's trial,
mhm.
my very awesome, awesome chat, helped me fund to get
Yes.
a new computer. And so this tower that I have is actually a gaming tower. So it does handle the load, but I get
Yes.
so freaking lost like moving from there's just so much to sort through. Especially like okay, so they do what takes probably an hour to go through and get done. There's
Yeah.
50 people in my class right now, and the
God.
50 people who are in my class, like, ask a lot of questions. And so what takes an hour to do, they got us sitting there for
Right.
6 hours, so I'm, like, sitting there bored out of my mind watching JLR,
Wow. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
in a
exactly. It's like
cornfield, you
I'm
know what I mean?
done. I am done. I'm time to move on. Yeah, I usually my game. Well, my laptop's a gaming because I game, and
Mm,
but I need the screens. That's what I need. I need everything. What can I say? We can always
right.
use more fun on our
I'm
computers. What can I? Yeah.
gonna have to go
uh,
backtrack and edit. Cannot have
yes.
myself on
Oh my
recording
god.
saying I was watching JLR.
It's gonna be held against you someday. Okay,
I
clip
know.
it. Hey guys, go and clip that. Okay, just take my face out of it, and then you can go and clip
Like, a
it.
year from
And
now, that sentence will be very valuable, I'm sure.
oh yeah,
Oh, man.
oh yes, totally,
That's
totally.
that's funny. So just recently,
You're
we were
yeah,
talking about Khaleesi Cuthrell and the fact that they had, they put Travis Brown through his trial, he was found guilty, all of the things. Well, Candy Royer was due to go to court as well, and she actually decided today that she was just gonna plead guilty, and I cannot tell you how happy it makes me that she just went ahead and pled guilty rather than putting Khaleesi's mom through another trial, through all of the things. And, I'm just really, really happy that she did this.
yeah, totally,
Uh,
totally.
Play the video. Is it
Dance to the commercial,
extremely
guys. Come
loud?
on.
It's really loud. I was like, "Ooh, that scared me."
It's the
Okay.
commercial dance. Come on, guys, you got it. So, oh my dog's looking at me like, what the hell's
Yeah,
going
what's
on
wrong
with
with you?
you? Okay.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. 1 second, Seal. I can give it to you real quick, my dear.
Okay, here we go.
And Chris can get, oh yeah, Chris, if you need to send me things, you can do it that way too.
And the death of an Augusta County 3-year-old pleaded guilty today. I'm Kayla Brooks.
And I'm Chelsea Church. Candi Royer's conviction comes 2 years since we first learned Khaleesi Cathrill's name, and she's the second person to have her day in court in the abuse and death of Khaleesi.
Khaleesi was almost 3 years old when she was taken to live with Royer and Brown after her mom was sentenced to serve time at Middle River Regional Jail.
Royer's boyfriend at that time, Travis Brown, was found guilty of aggravated murder, child abuse, and felony homicide last month. WHSV's Mike Staley was in the courtroom today. He's live in Stanton with more. Mike.
Chelsea and Kayla, the last time Candi Royer and her legal team were in court, they asked for a change in venue. And what was expected to be the location of the trial today ended up being an unexpected guilty plea from Royer. Royer pleaded guilty to one charge of first-degree murder, waiving her right to a trial. The aggravated murder, concealing of a dead body, conspiracy, and child abuse charges were all dropped in the plea deal. In Virginia, first-degree murder has a court guideline of 20 years in prison to life in prison.
So she did take a plea deal, and did get some of the time taken off for that. But I do still think that this was the right move, being that they haven't found Khaleesi yet and things like that. And I honestly, I don't know. I guess I should just let the video keep playing. I wish that they would have made that part of the conditions that she said where she is. I don't know if they did or not. I guess let me just finish listening to the
play that
video and
because
then I guess
I
we'll
haven't
get
gotten
that.
to see that.
I guess we'll get that answer.
Yes.
After the plea deal, Augusta County's Commonwealth Attorney Tim Martin said, quote, "There are always risks inherent in trying a case. There is always a risk of loss. This agreement made it so Khaleesi's family will not have to relive the horror of what happened to her, and it gives us a clear path to each of these defendants never walking free again." To this day, Khaleesi's body has yet to be found, and Tim Martin said, quote, "We will never stop trying to find her." Royer's sentencing will happen on February 22nd, 2024, and we'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more information. Working hard for you, Mike Staley, WHSV.
So sound does not sound like that's what they did.
It doesn't.
What?
I'm going to tell you something. I want to end my lives for now on working hard for you, Sleuth Mom. Nicole on Sleuth Mom, working hard for you.
Working hard for
Sorry.
you. Yes. I'm working hard for you. I'm with you. I'll never leave you. I'm standing right here to help you. Yes, exactly. And oh my God. And also, yeah, no, they'd be able to say that if she truly wanted to make it easier on the family, okay, and do what's right. I mean, just let people know where Khaleesi is. Okay. A good lawyer could have had things written in such a way that they wouldn't have faced further. But I think that's where the part is if they did find her, could they actually bring up additional charges? So I'm wondering if that's part of what's going on.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's all I
You
can
know,
think of.
and Aries said, is that Letitia 2.0? But it is, but it isn't. So Candi Royer took custody of Khaleesi. Hi, Jinx. And they took custody of Khaleesi while her mom was in jail. And her mom was in jail and was only going to be in jail for a few months serving it was a minor charge, and she would have went right back to mom. It wasn't something that, was going to make mom lose custody or any of those
Right.
things. I want to say it was something to do with finances.
It was
Either way.
it was like it was white collar type stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And so mom was in jail for a short period of time. She asked for Candi Royer to watch over Khaleesi because Candi Royer lived in the area. And her sister, which would have been the next closest relative, was over 6 hours away. And she wanted Khaleesi somewhere where she would be able to visit her and have her make phone calls and interactions and different things like that. And as time went by, Candi Royer never brought Khaleesi to see her, and it was a parole violation. Thank you so much, Seal.
I forgot.
I knew it was something like.
It was really small. Yeah.
Yeah. So she never brought her to see her, and so then Travis Brown was there was some type of domestic issue, and Candy Royer was actually reported missing. And whenever she was reported missing, eh, Khaleesi's mom found out that she was reported missing, and she was like, "Wait a second, she had my daughter. Like, where's my daughter at? If Candy is missing, where is my child?"
Right.
And she brought that to CPS's attention, and they started looking for her. And of course, everything unfolded.
Yeah.
Travis Brown and Candy Royer were found at a hotel in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, and they were arrested at that point because Khaleesi was nowhere to be found,
Yeah.
and, the rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah.
But basically,
Exactly.
they started abusing her right away. Um, yeah, what a nightmare. Absolutely,
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Oh yeah, totally, totally. Well, and yeah, it gets into that. And I don't know when you look at the stock 2.0 and all, I don't think she's that much she doesn't have the narcissistic side that you see okay in the other case. But
Mhm.
this just, yeah, it's two people who together became a nightmare together. And that's kind of the poor little thing got left in the middle of it all. So, but yeah, it's frustrating to know that you know so much of what's going on now, and yet they can't just sit there and say where she is and give her family a chance to put her to rest. So, she is a beautiful girl. She's gorgeous. She's a cutie pie. She's such a cutie pie. And, but I am happy that, in a way, I am happy because they don't have a body. It would have made a guilty verdict harder to get.
Mhm.
It's kind of like what we've got to deal with out here with Ariel. But the great thing is it's easier on the family. Family's not going to have to worry about going every single day to try, as long as the family was behind it, which I'm hoping they were,
Right,
because it's done for them at that point to kind of
right.
keep them from having to deal with it all. Yeah.
And it was said, honestly, during Travis's court hearings that they had put her I'm remembering this now, I don't know why I didn't
It's,
whenever I first that they had
it's
put
been a
her
long
in the
day.
trash. It has been a very long day. Um, and so that they had put her in the trash, and whenever we were talking about it the last time we were live about this, I remember we were talking about how long she was missing before they found out about her being put in the trash. They likely would never find her in the landfill, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's a very large landfill. It had been a long amount of time for things to happen and get moved around. Yeah,
I think it was, like,
it's
5 months
oh,
before they
it
found out about the
was, yeah,
trash. It was
yeah,
several months, I know.
yeah. And it would be years for them to even go through everything. And there's just,
Mhm.
it's kind of, I hate to say it, but kind of like the thing we're having to come to terms with Maui. We're having to realize that sometimes you've got to find closure in other routes, which is sad. But yeah, it's, yeah, my heart goes out because mom was doing what she truly thought was the best thing. She wanted to be able to see her little girl. She
Right,
thought she'd be able to see her little girl. And to know that it's not her fault, but she gave her to someone who turned out to be a total jerkwad. Okay, I could
right.
use better words than that. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. And mom, unfortunately, ends up having to deal with that in her. And she did nothing wrong other than try to be a good mom who wanted to keep her daughter close by and be able to see her once in a while during a time that she had to serve her time. So yeah, it's frustrating. Did Travis did on other charges, right? Or am I confusing cases right now?
Yeah, he was found guilty. He was found guilty of murder, and I can't remember the other things. It was less than a week long. They did not live stream it. They didn't even we were lucky to
That's
get any reports from the courtroom at all because unfortunately there was just it was local news, but there was
mhm.
no there was no
Right.
Gannon type coverage on this
Coverage.
one. I mean, there wasn't even Asia Terrell type coverage on this
Right.
one. It was very, very under the radar.
I think that's when you get a case where there isn't the video coverage. That's why I love it when they do have the video coverage because it
Mhm.
allows people to get to hear the whole story. Okay. And in my eyes, that is giving more justice to the person, okay, that was hurt because someone's speaking up for them. They have a
Right.
voice at that point. And but when it's not being covered, it comes down to the locals. Are the locals willing to wake up every day and go down to the court and sit
Right.
in there and come back and report and things like that?
And
That's hard work.
there was, like, don't get me wrong, there was locals that have been there for this child
Yeah.
since day 1, that they
Yeah.
have done the Facebook groups all the way up until her mom got out of prison, out of jail. They did vigils for her all the way up until her mom got out, and even since, they've
Mhm.
talked to the news for her. They kept the Facebook growing. They kept the trial updates and stuff like that there. And so don't get
Right.
me wrong with that, but as far as like YouTube or social media or anything outside of this small group of people, it
Right.
just wasn't there. And it's
Yeah.
sad because there are a lot of cases like that where, it affects us locally. It
Yeah.
affects us personally that maybe never ever get seen. I'm going to say a name. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of it other than me talking about it at random times, but Nalani Johnson. Do you know who Nalani Johnson is?
I remember the name, but that's it.
Yeah, probably
And
from me
I'm
mentioning
sad to
it.
say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed to say that. But
And
yeah.
so Nalani Johnson was a little girl who was abducted by it wasn't really dad's girlfriend, but they were like messing around.
Yeah.
And she was taken, and he called police as soon as she left with her. He was getting out of the vehicle. They had been at Kennywood for the day, which is a local amusement park. He was getting
Right.
out of the vehicle. They had gotten into a fight. Basically, he broke up with her or broke off whatever type of relations they were having. And he
Right.
got out of the front seat, went to go get in the back seat to get his daughter out of the back seat. And she pulled off as he opened the door. He immediately called police. He had her license plate number, he had all of the information about her, and the reason he had her license plate number was because she was actually an Uber driver as well, and so that's how they had met. He had all this information about her. The police waited 2.5 hours to put out the Amber Alert because they thought that it was just like a domestic, type
Right.
of
Right.
situation. And, they waited 2.5 hours to put out the Amber Alert. As soon as the Amber Alert was issued, she was taken into custody within 6 minutes. 6 minutes is all it
Jesus.
took. They coulda saved this baby. She drove all the way to basically 15 minutes from my house, left
Yeah.
this baby in the woods in her car seat still, and they didn't find her for almost a week.
Oh my
So,
God.
so that case, whenever it went to trial, it was huge. I mean,
Right.
whenever the coverage was happening, it was huge. And, and unfortunately, we don't live stream our trials. There's very little to no information about children whenever they are
When there is a case.
deceased.
Yes.
Yep. And
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
was it. That was the last you heard of it. Nobody that was it was horrible. But that's what brought me into true crime. That case
That
brought
case.
me to well, from there I went to the Daybell case and then to
Right.
Gannon's and you know what I mean? But
Exactly. It was your entry point and
mhm,
all. So yeah, I sometimes think about what can we do to be more of a voice for victims
mhm,
because their voice is taken away from them the moment something like that happens to them. That voice is taken away, and yes, justice is there. Justice is justice. And yes, okay, hopefully the girl was brought up on charges and stuff like, and she got justice. But you know what, there's the ability for people to change the way things are done based off of what happened to them. It's like, oh, okay, there's a way of people knowing that there was a baby out there who lost her life and that
right.
matters. And because she does matter. She mattered to a lot of people there, and probably a lot of people who never even met her.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Yeah, and her
Yeah.
grandma has been really pushing for, like, changes in the Amber Alert system because literally that was just because the police decided that, they didn't really wanna push it as an Amber Alert because what if it wasn't? What
Right.
if it
Right.
wasn't? You know?
No. Sometimes you have to just take, yeah, you have to take those steps. And yeah, you know what? If she had more of a follow, I hate using the word following, but people who knew about her case, it might push for that Amber Alert system to be changed a little bit. We talk about
Right,
having a more national standards for Amber Alerts. There's a lot of things that need to be changed. And they only get changed when we give a voice to the people who've been affected by it, and
right,
because it gives them a face. So yeah,
yeah. Chris, you
this
probably
is
seen a
interesting.
different story completely about her because you didn't spell her name right. So that's probably why. But so this here, guys, that we're gonna move on to is about Orrin and Orson West, classic and sincere. They were supposed to have the sentencing today for Trezell and Jacqueline West, and they motioned yesterday to postpone it. That's the video that we're gonna watch, and then we're gonna watch the fact that they did postpone it. The date is getting pushed back again for justice for these boys.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Hope. Yeah, this is really
I don't know what I did. Why
volume
there's
up a
no sound.
little bit. I think
Yeah.
volume looked like it was really low. And also, yeah, you know what? I get so, and well, as you bring it up, we'll stop saying this, and we can come back to it later. I get so frustrated. Everyone has a right to, okay, having their case heard in a timely manner. What about the victim having a right to have things followed through on a timely manner? There's
Well,
so many cases that are just
and not just the
okay.
victims, like their families. Like there are so
Yes.
many families that have to sit here and wait for this process. Like
Yeah.
my mind always goes to Dylan Redwine because Mark Redwine's justice, it took 8 years for that man to sit in a courtroom. Like, why? And then you look at his Dylan's brother and his
Right.
mom, and they have to remember all these details of what happened for 8 freaking years. It's just too long. It's too long.
Yeah, I get that the defendant has rights. Don't the victims and the victims' families have rights also?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Anyhow,
Postpone tomorrow's sentencing hearing for Giselle and Jacqueline West, who face life terms in prison in the death of one of two adopted sons who went missing in 2020. A jury in May found the Wests guilty of second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and child cruelty in the death of Orrin, age 4, but failed to reach verdicts on second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder in connection with 3-year-old Orson's death. A guilty verdict for child cruelty was returned regarding Orson. The boy's remains have not been found. A gag order is in effect, barring attorneys and court staff from speaking about the case or releasing documents. It's unclear who filed the motion.
If you'll raise your hand, do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but
that's one. So we don't know who actually filed for it, whether it was which side. You know what? We're talking sentencing now. I mean, why does that have to be? Does this say anything about who actually filed?
So it talks about the family's reaction to it being filed, but it says I do know the information. I just have
Okay.
to hold on.
Right.
Is this cracking me up too? Like I just clicked over to Discord and Seal's like, we should find a live. And I'm like, Seal, you're in my live. What are you guys doing over there?
Oh my gosh.
Not entertaining enough for these
Not
guys anymore.
entertaining
All they
today.
want
We
is
need to go find some
cornfields now,
cornfields.
right?
Jinx. And exactly, we know them so well now. Just give them a little bit of corn and they're fine. Okay.
Right? So it was filed by the defense, and the judge did grant it without any objections from the state, according to the reports. The basis for the motion was to allow the defense to provide additional information to the court to consider at the hearing, and the specifics of this additional information is unknown at this time. The next court date is September 28th now, when the judge will make a determination to either continue with the hearing that day or to continue to postpone it, depending on whether the new information requires any postponement.
God.
So, if that
Hmm.
isn't just about the biggest crock of crap.
Crock of shit. Yeah, exactly. Excuse my language, but yes, exactly. I'm like, you would think they'd have to state, okay, at least state what the evidence is if they're going to be granted this. Luckily, it's only a week. They're not giving them like months right now because ugh, I am just I feel so bad for these families who are waiting for justice, especially when you get that close. If you think about it, you know, you didn't get full justice of what you were really hoping for, but they got partial. And then you're so close. It's like you're coming near the end of that marathon and you just want to take your break. You want to relax. You want to actually heal a little bit because they can't heal. It's like those of us who've ever had a death of a loved one. Okay, it's not until after that funeral that you're able to finally start healing a little bit because you're just boom,
Mhm.
boom, 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 boom. But their boom, boom doesn't just last a couple weeks. They're going on for years and years and years. Sickening.
Right?
Sickening.
What's the reason for the delay now? They're saying to present more information, Jinx, which who knows what that more information will be.
For Trezell and Jacqueline West, the adoptive parents of two little Bakersfield boys who disappeared some 3 years ago. The defense today asking the court to postpone sentencing for the couple, and the judge honored that request. 17's Michaela Armstrong was in court this morning and joins us now with the latest in this high-profile case. Michaela, good evening.
Good evening, Jim. Well, as you can see behind me, it's pretty quiet outside of the courthouse today. But earlier this morning, it was a different story because when those who are close to the case found out that the sentencing for Trezell and Jacqueline West would be postponed, they had immediate reactions.
They sit up in here and act like they just the parent of the year? No, they murderers. They murderers. They animals. Trezell and Jacqueline, y'all animals, okay? Tell us where the babies are. No deal, nothing.
Emotions ran high after it was decided in court Wednesday that sentencing for Trezell and Jacqueline West would be postponed to September 28th for defense attorneys to provide more information to the court. In May, a jury reached verdicts on 5 of 7 charges after a weeks-long trial. The couple were accused of murdering their 2 adopted sons, Orrin and Orson West, who went missing in 2020. Jurors found the couple guilty of murder for the death of 4-year-old Orrin and child cruelty for 3-year-old Orson's death. Now they face life terms in prison. The boys' bodies have not been found. That is why the news of the delay in sentencing the couple drew an immediate reaction from many.
We have to relive this every time we come to this courtroom. Every time. This is a reliving. You know, the mom, the dads. This is hurtful stuff, and people need to take, if it was your children, including the judge, including whoever is behind whatever, they need to realize this could be your kids, and you will feel the same way that we feel.
Family and friends of the boys' biological parents fear it could be postponed again and feel they must continue to make their presence felt to ensure that does not happen.
Oh, we don't sleep without thinking about it. We're waiting for justice. We're not leaving. We're going to be here every day. Every time they have court, we're here. No matter if we got to take off, no matter what, we are here. That's applying pressure. Our presence is applying pressure, period.
Period. Roro's been on top of this since the beginning, advocating for these boys and trying to get, you know, I mean, she's been with Duty Ron and everybody trying to make sure that they have a constant voice within
Exactly.
their area and stuff. It
They
is
did.
appalling, Dynamite.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's, and listen to them, listen to the heart they're speaking, listen to the emotions behind them, what they're dealing with day in, day out. And they're trying to move on. And they've from the get-go, that was one of the cases that I was really into, that really pulled me in, one of the first cases. And I remember them out there letting everyone remember that, hey, this is not just a case that you guys are following online or something like this. These are two human beings that we love, that we have stories about, we remember them. And also, yeah, hopefully if they extend it one more, well, I shouldn't say anything. They have a way of extending things lately. Sorry if I'm
Mm,
being a little negative on that, but yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
true.
frustrating.
We
It's
get to the
really
point where it's
frustrating.
like, okay, guys, it can't be COVID forever. You know what I
No,
mean? Like, and that's just I hate to say this, but with the way that they're already starting to talk about mask mandates again and already starting to talk about cold and flu
yep,
season and all of that, like,
exactly.
and Ariel's trial is scheduled for winter time. And I'm like,
Right.
come on, here we go. Like, I
Yep.
know that one's going to get pushed back. It's just going to be a never ending cycle and it sucks. It absolutely
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. There's so much. Even with the Ariel case right now, I'm expecting them to have all these excuses why they can't do it, because we've started having a lot of issues happening within our prison system here. A lot of actual violence going on that they're not used to the level that it's hit. And I have a gut feeling all of a sudden that's going to start affecting all this. Okay, they're going to have all these reasons why, oh, we can't do it because of this, we can't do it because of that. And no, no. And yeah, you're right. We're starting to talk about, because for a while, COVID was the excuse for why things couldn't happen. Okay. And, we got to move on. We got to be able to follow up with things. And if it is going to be the reason, we need to change the systems so that it isn't an excuse anymore. Okay. Whether it is using Zoom meetings more often, things like that. There's no excuse. So, yeah. There's a reason all
Yep,
the time, it
there's
seems. Yeah. So.
ouch. Sorry.
What?
Hit
You're
my
beating
elbow
yourself
off of the
up.
shelf, apparently. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. This day, it needs to end. I'm going to bed, you guys. We're
Midnight.
done.
Midnight's almost here. We're almost there for you.
Oh my
Be
lordy.
asleep in time for it. Then the day officially
I
finishes
didn't
at
even
that
feed
point.
my fish today, if that tells you how my day went. My fish are hungry and my crops are wilted. I didn't even do
Guilty
my Temu stuff
crops.
today. It's just been a rough.
It's been crazy.
I
Yeah,
was
from
talking
the
about
moment I
fake,
woke
not
up.
real fish. Don't call on me about, like, pet protective
Animal
services or
abuse.
something. No, my
Abusing your
fake Temu
fish.
fish. They're hungry.
Those are about the only fish I could have right now. Otherwise, yeah, exactly.
They're more high
I,
maintenance than regular fish, I'm telling you.
They are. Yeah, at least regular fish, you can just, if you really want to go easy, you just give them a weak feeder and it takes care of everything. But yeah, fishdom, fishdom.
Oh,
Oh,
no, not
yes.
the fish and crabs. Donovan, you knew I was gonna bring up Temu at some point, right? That's our new thing. That's what the backup
Oh,
channel's
yeah.
gonna turn into.
Oh, my
Just
God.
Temu.
Oh,
Temu
my
and
God.
couponing, I
Oh,
decided.
yes. Oh, actually, couponing and coming up with ways, yeah, save money and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So
I used to be
that's
the
where I
coupon
go. Yeah.
queen.
Really? See, I
I
don't know.
stopped.
Why
I
not?
slowed way down. This is the part of the live, by the way. If anybody is here for just serious
Yes.
content, please leave because
It's
we are done
gone.
now.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Yes, Donna, we need help. Okay, people. So, oh my gosh, yes, yeah. Tina is not going to keep giving her all of these wonderful top. What I love with Temu is I never lose a spin. Every spin I do is always the best out there. I mean, my luck on Temu is, I
It's
wish my real life
amazing,
was that
right?
lucky. Yes, exactly.
Hi, Farq you.
Oh,
Okay,
look,
hi and
she's
bye.
here. Hi and bye, my dear. And
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
so funny, so funny. So Yeah. Oh,
No, I was gonna
costumes.
say, oh my gosh, go into the Temu thread in my Discord. That's where we're putting all the Temu items that are like rejects.
Is that I haven't looked at I saw the name of it and I'm like, do I dare even figure out what's going on in there?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. Anyways, but oh, I was gonna say I used to coupon all the time, but then my husband was like, "Okay, we have way too much shampoo." And then the other day he's like, "We're almost out of shampoo." And I'm like, "Oh, wow." Because I haven't couponed in so long. So, it's just
Okay.
been a
See,
long time. So I need to get back into it because I used to fill up all the cupboards. Like,
oh my
we
God.
had a corner in the garage that was dedicated to toilet paper and paper towels at one point in my life.
See, my
So,
thing is it's Amazon Prime for me. So it's
mm,
and I got all of these subscriptions set up because they save you money if you subscribe.
yeah.
And so but then all of a sudden I'm like, how many I literally have a whole cupboard filled with nothing but dog treats. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to stop those.
Slow down
I
this subscription, but then
yeah,
if you start going
but then
live
I
more often, you're
forgot.
gonna need them.
That's it. That's it. And literally you forget about it. Then you open up the cabinet and you're like, oh shoot, I need to get those. Yeah. So I'm kind of trying to get those set up again. But oh my God.
Oh,
It's
man.
horrible. And then we got Black Friday will be coming up in a couple more months. So we got to get ready for Black Friday. Download the app so you can set up exactly where you're gonna go.
No way, man. We
Yeah.
got this group down pat for this free Temu stuff. I'm hoping and we don't even have to do a Black Friday at my house this year. Like, I'm hoping we don't even have any Christmas shopping. We're just gonna get it all for free from my fish.
There you
So,
go. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. So I don't know. I just keep doing this stuff and I'm like, wait, why don't I just give out diamond painting stuff to all my family and all? Doesn't matter if they like it or not. They just get it. And
yeah,
it's the
and deal with it.
thought. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all that
Deal with
counts.
it. Exactly. If you get cute little, in fact, I just finished this little
Oh,
cute
that's
mirror.
adorable.
It's a
Oh,
cute
that's
little
so cool.
mirror.
You know what I have to
Yeah.
figure out right now is I told Junior that I was gonna make her something so that she can have to remember me tomorrow while she's at school, and I've been, like, looking at all my craft supply stuff. Like, I don't
Mm.
know what I wanna do for her, and so
Would
that's
she
my
wear a little
project whenever I
bracelet?
end here. Well, so
Yeah.
I need to
Give her a
that's what I was
bracelet.
hoping is, like, I wanna do, like, a bracelet with a locket, I think, on it, so that she has, like, a picture of us, but that obviously is more
A little harder.
a little bit harder to do before tomorrow at 8 AM.
Yeah, exactly. Could you do her shoelaces using that video I
So
sent you
I
earlier?
had made her a bracelet the other day that had oh, the shoelace thing. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that doesn't take buying or making
Mhm.
things. It took a little longer.
I made her a bracelet the other day that had like a fuzzy it was like because she was supposed to be allowed to take her comfort item, but then they basically were frowning against her taking her comfort item because the other kids were getting antsy and
So
wanting it. So then it
they
got
want
sent
you to
home. And so then it's like,
oh
okay,
boy.
but we this is and I already told you part of this, but like we were fine. She got over that and everything was okay, but then her teacher had a sick kid for 2 days and missed 2 days of school. So then she had 2 different substitute teachers. They didn't even use the same lady both days. And it was very, very upsetting for her.
Oh
And,
yeah.
so her bracelet thing that I had made her the other day, she had gotten it was disgusting, all like, very quickly got gross, and, because I had put, like, fuzzy stuff on it or whatever, so that
Okay,
she
got
could
it.
have it feel like her
Yeah.
stuffy that she was missing, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now I'm
that
like,
could be
"What am I
good.
gonna do now?" Because that's not gonna work.
Yeah, that
So
is oh gosh, coming
I'm
up
in a
with
little bit of a
ideas.
dilemma, but I told her that I would have something for her,
For
and she's like, "Are you gonna work on it right now?" And I was like, "I sure am." And then I'm, like, looking around like,
what do I
"Oh,
do? What do I
boy."
do? What do I have here? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So yeah, no, coming up with it. Yeah, bracelets are great or something near her because then she has it close by to touch versus
Right.
ankles or stuff like that. But
I
yeah,
might give her like, I might just go and print out, like, a small picture of us and have her put it in her pocket tomorrow,
would work.
and then in the meantime, order a locket, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that'd be
Fleece
cute. That'd be
blanket
cute.
bracelet. That's a good idea, grateful middle-aged cat
Yeah,
mama.
that'd have that nice soft feeling.
Mhm.
That would be, especially if the tactile, if you're looking for something that's tactile for her, that would definitely make sense. Yeah, it's always
Right.
so funny. Certain kids and tactile stuff. I'll get kids come up and they're like, "Ooh, feel that, feel that." And their parents are like, "No, no, don't touch that." I'm like, "Don't worry, I got hand sanitizer for them afterwards and all." But yeah, it's just the ability to have a tactile sensation for some kids is just
Yeah. It's a big thing
everything.
for her, especially with her sensory processing disorder, like, she
Yeah.
just needs and with them
Good night, Chris.
ruining her routine and it just
Yeah,
I don't know. So we just gotta adjust
rough.
and we'll make a movement, but
Yeah.
in the meantime, before bed tonight, she was very upset and having an anxiety attack right before I came live, and I was kind of walking her through the 5 steps that you've talked about before,
Yep.
and
I put
that's
her
actually
looking for my
something that
paper on it.
I utilize, and,
Yep.
I just told her, I was like, "Oh, turn your lamp on." "Oh, what color is that?" Keep telling me the colors that he is, you know? I asked her, I said, like, "Oh, what do you feel while you're turning his light on?" And you know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah,
trying to
going through
get
the
her to, like,
senses.
center herself. Yeah, because she was
Good.
just so upset 'cause she just does
Poor
not wanna go to
baby.
school, and I know if I keep letting her stay home, it's gonna keep being
It's
an
gonna be a
issue,
problem. Yeah.
right?
Oh, Seal
So
has a good does she like slime?
I well, okay, so where are you going with that, Seal? I would need more background because here's
Yeah,
the
well,
thing,
school could
if
be a problem.
yeah,
Yeah,
because we gotta have it be something that she can go to school with.
right. Yeah, because I know I was sitting here thinking about things like, I have all my crystals and stuff like that. But that I don't think a school would be happy with a child bringing a rock in.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, that's the
exactly.
thing, like, they don't want anything to go with her.
Right.
She's 4, Ava.
And that's a problem, especially, for example, like if they, if, why couldn't they look and try to figure out a way to have the same teacher there 2 days? Things like that makes such a
Ah, man, I was so
difference.
frustrated. I was so frustrated. And then
Did you
this
talk
morning,
with
her
them?
teacher was there, and I
Yeah.
told her, I was like, I don't know. I did. I had a long talk with her, and like she was texting me throughout the day, giving me updates and stuff because she was really upset whenever she got on the bus.
Right.
Really upset.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that you might have chosen differently. Okay. If you had known
Mm.
that had happened the
I
second day,
probably would have
you
kept
might.
her home knowing that she
Exactly.
wasn't gonna be there. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
And
So
that's
it's just that
probably not the right
communication.
answer either, but
No.
you know what I mean?
But until it's in small steps. And this is a big step for her to start going into school to begin with.
Right.
Okay. And all the changes. So you can only do so much change at a time.
Right.
And so, yeah. And she's done so good. I mean, from what you were telling me on the first couple days, I was so worried that she was going to have a rough time the first few days. So
Mhm.
Ava's like, how about a chain with one on it? Oh yeah, the fidget. You guys were talking about the fidget rings, spinner rings, or
That's what I'm
something like
actually
that.
I'm looking up. I might order
Yeah,
her one of these sensory bracelets because I didn't even, like, think to Google it like that. But as
yeah.
soon as like, they make some with zippers on it and everything. That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be a cool idea. That would really be a cool idea. So,
I think
yeah.
because so I gave her a chewy necklace thing yesterday, to
Okay.
try to, like, help her, you know, have
Right.
something to fidget with and stuff like that, and she was not a fan of it. She didn't like the way it felt on her neck, you know what I mean?
Okay. Got it.
So,
Too hard
she just
and
it's just
bumpy.
the different like, the weight of it, and not even
Okay.
so much the weight, but, like, just
I
the
can see.
different, right?
Yes. Right. Right. So, well, those are heavy. Those can be very heavy, actually.
Mhm.
And
The rings
yeah,
are brilliant, good for anxiety. I'll have
yeah.
to
The
look.
rings. That is a great idea. The rings and all. Does she have a backpack or anything? Or are they not allowed to have
They're
backpacks?
not allowed to have backpacks
S-
either.
I'm realizing that lately, and I'm like, what?
I went and bought them the cutest little backpacks and was so excited, and she came home the first day and cried because her backpack couldn't go back to school, and I'm like, "What are you talking
Wow.
about?" I had to text her teacher, she's like, "Yeah, we can't have backpacks and blah, blah." I'm like, "What?"
This
That
makes
is
so yeah. I was looking at my shorts on YouTube earlier and I came across a lady who has a it looks like a backpack type thing, but
Mhm.
it turns into a jacket. And
Okay.
so she's like, "Hey, look at this." And I was like, "What do you mean can't have a backpack at school?" The thought of not being able to take a backpack into school just
Yeah, isn't it
totally
weird?
throws me. And yeah, and a pocket in her uniform, that's an idea. Or if you could, well, no, they probably wouldn't let you have a safety pin with something connected to it. So I don't, is the idea they don't want some kids to have something and other kids not? What's
Pretty
the,
much. Yeah, like, they don't want her to have a special item that kids could fight over, basically,
well, and I
you
can
know?
get it. Okay, they don't want fights, but at some point, when are we going to teach her? Sorry, I'm getting into things
Yeah.
here, but when are we going to teach our kids that
The boundaries of, like, "No, that's theirs and this is yours." Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And some
well,
people have
yeah.
and some people don't have something.
No
Okay.
lunch
That
bags
was
either, Jinx. They provide all of the meals, even though she is on a special restrictive diet, everything is there because she's dairy free and, she's got all the
yeah.
allergies and stuff, and, nope, we're not allowed to send any outside snacks, drinks, nothing. So, it's a
Wow.
preschool, it's not kindergarten, so I can't just opt to, like, pack for her or whatever,
Right. Right.
but
Wow. That is nuts. That is crazy. Well, yeah. That's crazy. I'm going to say it. Wow. So yeah, because there's certain things like I remember growing up, I loved my mom would put notes in my lunchbox at times and things like that. Those were the greatest thing. The memories I have of those things were just amazing. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, the rings, jewelry. Unfortunately, that's what it comes down to. Rings, jewelry, something maybe that
Yep.
can be sewn into a
I didn't
pocket.
even think about sewing something onto her clothes. The only thing is she is very, like, fashionable and always wants to be in different stuff, so I'd have to, like, sew every freaking
Sew it
outfit
every
because
time. Yeah.
yeah. So, we'll figure
Oh
something out,
my God.
though. I just, yeah.
Yeah. It's figuring out the thing for tomorrow, and then you can do the forever something a little more forever thing
Right.
later. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So, and
Anyways,
who
thanks, guys,
knows?
for
Yeah.
talking it out.
It's fun. Yes.
It is
So
fun.
thank you. This was a fun one today. And so yeah, lots going on. There's definitely is a lot going on out there. So you cut up your
There's
son snugly and had two and sewed it into his pockets. That jinx, that is
mm.
ingenious. That gives them yeah, the textures and all that they like. So,
She would be so
'cause, yeah,
horrified to think that I cut up her
cut up for
snuggly.
things. Yeah. I'll never forget the first time and I was literally in high school and we were learning how to make puppets out of stuffed
Mhm.
animals.
Oh my gosh,
And
yeah.
oh my God, I was in high school and I'm like, you want me to cut up the back of my what? No, I can't do
See, and I'm the opposite. In 7th grade, we had, like, history and stuff, and we had to
yeah.
do a presentation at the end of the year with our favorite thing that we learned about that year, and I did Egyptian mummification, and I took baby dolls in and used a knitting needle to shove it up the bear's nose and rip his stuffing out like they would in ancient Egypt mummification. I even had
Oh
the
my
little
God.
jars sitting there so that I could put the little stuffing in each little individual jar and stuff. My teacher was like, okay."
Nicole is very detail oriented.
Most of the kids picked, like, Rome and, where we're all
Yeah.
wearing togas and stuff like that. Nope, I came wrapped in toilet paper and destroyed a
Oh
teddy
my
bear in front of them.
God. That is classic. That is classic. Yeah, I agree. Middle-aged cat mama. There needs to be some autonomy too.
Mhm.
That's a whole nother subject there. Oh
No,
yes.
we are all the same, everyone. There is no
Exactly.
differences.
There
Anyways, all right.
isn't.
With that
Yes.
being
Okay.
said,
We're out of
have a
here.
good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night, all.
Look at
Bye.
that. I'm just gonna put it up. We'll just end real quick.